Hi everyone, I'm Elizabeth Janzen. I'm the flute professor at Texas A&M University-Kingsville, and welcome to my basic etude study guides for this fall's 2020 TMEA All-State Etudes. In this video, we're going to take a quick look at the Kohler etude. And these study guides are really just designed to be an introduction to some of the challenges in these etudes to help you all get started on your practicing. And the points that we're going to look at are all things that I thought about when I was first beginning to practice these etudes this summer. So we're going to take the next few minutes to have a look at three specific challenges in the Kohler etude. So the first challenge that we're going to look at is the character of this piece. And this challenge actually didn't occur to me so much in my own practicing, but when I began to look at this etude with some of my students. So we're going to talk about some of the clues that indicate to us what Kohler intended for the character of the piece. The second challenge is the tempo. And I don't mean the tempo for the entire etude, but choosing places where maybe we can relax or play with the tempo a little bit to be a little bit more musical, but also still honor what's on the page for the competition. And the third challenge is going to be articulation. And you'll notice from a number of these videos that that's often a common challenge in all of our etudes because flute articulation can be very subtle. And we're going to look at some of the ways that we can practice these articulations to add to the character of the etude, but also make sure that we're playing with our best sound. So let's begin with character. There are three clues for me as to how I want to play this etude. The first one is the cantabile alla moderna. So cantabile means in a singing style. And in this case, the composer wanted us to have a singing style in a modern style. And for me, that means smooth, that means projected, and maybe not so sweet like we might expect from a sung piece. In addition, he writes allegro maestoso, which of course means fast and majestic, and he writes forte con ardore. So all of these clues tell me that I want to be smooth, I want to soar a little bit with the character, I want to be strong, and I want to make sure that the music is bright, playful, lively, in a way that's still also very confident. In addition, another challenge is how we can use the tempo to flatter our playing, but also give us a couple of opportunities for breathing or for a special piece of musicality. So in this first spot, we have a fermata that's been added in along with the diminuendo. For me, this is an arrival point for the piece that resolves on the next bar right here at bar 18. And I feel like this deserves some time. And the clues are the diminuendo and the fermata and the longer rhythm here on the downbeat of 18. So when I play this passage, when you listen to the recording that accompanies this study guide, you're going to notice that I slow down a little bit, and that sets up the fermata, and I take my time on the 32nd note. In fact, I'm still in the ritardando until I resolve on this E. That also means that I have the luxury of a little extra time after the 8th note E to take a full breath. And that will set me up well for the continuing material in the piece. Our final challenge for this particular video is our articulation. So I noticed almost right away that the forte passage with this combined 16th note and triplet rhythm is marked staccato. But just a little bit later, the 16th notes are missing the staccato. So normally I think I might not have made such a big deal out of that, but I know that many of you are preparing this for a competition, and we want to really try to be careful about what's on the page. So I thought to myself, how can I use my articulation and my different styles of articulation to really highlight that difference? And so when I play this forte passage, I will single tongue these 16th notes, even though it's quite fast, because I feel like that helps me give a little bit more space between those 16th notes for the staccato. It helps me give a little bit of extra lift, and I push towards the C sharp as an arrival point. Now, I also push towards the C sharp in the second passage. So there's a little crescendo here in the piano, but I use double tonguing to provide a slightly smoother articulation and connect the notes a little bit more to try and highlight the fact that they're not double tongued. This also helps give me, I think, a softer character to this particular bar, and that matches the dynamic that has been indicated. With the forte, because it has more bounce, I feel like that adds to a more boisterous character. So in both places, I'm trying to add to the character using subtle articulation differences. So for me, these were the first 3 challenges that really struck me in my work on this etude. But of course, there are many, many more. And if you found this basic guide helpful, then please join me on September 12th. It's a Saturday for all of my colleagues and I are giving a virtual all-state clinic, 10 a.m. for TMEA students, 1 p.m. for ATSSB students. And I really hope you'll join us. We'll be looking at some more intermediate and advanced concepts for working further on these etudes. You can register at the link at the bottom of this page. Or if you prefer and you just have some questions, please reach out to me with my email, elizabeth.janzen@tomuk.edu, or follow me on Instagram. Thanks so much. I hope you enjoyed.